Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial we'll go over a variation of the while loops that we looked at in the previous tutorial. So this type of while loop is known as the do while loop. So this is a variation of the do while loop. The difference is that this type of while loop will execute a certain code at least once before checking for a certain the condition. So if you have if you have a certain block of code that you want to execute in a loop, the do while loop will execute that code once before checking for a certain condition. That's the difference between a do while loop and the while loop itself. So let me just explain to you what I mean. So just go ahead and actually create the basic C++ structure. We'll be using the input output stream. So using name, use a namespace, std, standard namespace, okay. And then go ahead and actually create this. This is main. So go ahead and actually create the return statement 0. So we can go ahead and see what do while loops do. So to do a while loop, you just say do, and then a code block. So inside of this block, you say inside of this curly braces, you say what you want to do. So just say cout, and then we'll be printing out I. So just say I, and then I'll initialize and declare I just in a second. So in that line, so down here just say int I is just 0. Okay, so I is 0. So we'll simply say I is 0. Do while, so do cout will print out I, and then later we want to increment I because we don't want to run into an infinite loop. So while, and then we'll increment it, and down here we'll just say while, and then I is less than let's say 11 because we want to do until 10. Okay, so print 0 1 2 3 4 5 until 10, right? Because if by the time we reach 11, this condition will become false. So the first time this condition becomes false is when we reach 11, because 11 is obviously not less than 11, but 11 is equals to 11. So that is where this condition will be false, and we'll stop executing this loop. So let's run and see what we get. But just look at the code and try to predict what the outcome will be. So we are simply saying do this, and then increment this while I is less than 11. So we'll print out I, which is 0, print out 0, and then we increment 0. So you can see that it has printed out the condition, the code, once before checking for a condition. So it will print out 0 and then increment I. So now I will be 1, and then it will check for the condition. If I is less than 11, this time I will be 1, so 1 is not less than 11. So we'll come up back here, and now we'll print I, which is now 1, and then we'll increment I to be 2. 2 is not less than 11, and then we go to print out 2, and then we increment I to 3. 3 is not less than 11, and then we go in that fashion. Okay, I hope it makes sense to you. So I will just compile and run this code. Okay, so I'll just bring my terminal here. So try to make this huge so that you guys can see, and you can see this is the output we get. We get 0 1 2 3 4 5 up to 10. So that's what a do while is all about. It's very similar to a while loop. The only difference is that it executes a condition once before checking it executes a block of code once before checking for a condition. Okay, so the increment is also done within the do block, and then the while loop is just next to the do block. Okay, block of code. So I hope it makes sense to you. This is what all about do loops, do while loops. We usually do not use them a lot. I have been programming, and I've rarely seen people using the do while loop, but it's something just to have at the back of your mind that it exists. Maybe you could go somewhere and find someone using it. You don't be surprised to what that person is doing. So this is just something that is there, but is not commonly used. But just know the basic and the basic logic behind it. Mostly what people use is while loops and for loops, which we'll be looking at after going to the infinite loops. So that's all I wanted to talk to you about this video. I hope you like this video. Please, I ask you to support my channel. One way you can do that is just to like this video and hit the subscribe button. That's the only way you can support my channel. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section below. I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next tutorial.